How's it going, guys? So today we're going to be doing a basic character guide over Lasswell, one of the first 120s that I've ever had, one of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and generally just a really cool design. But we're here to talk about pretty much separation between PvE usage and the usability in PvP. Kind of like what you would want to put him around as far as a team setting, as well as equipment, and the pros and cons of the character as a whole. Now, Lasswell himself is an older character, somebody who is kind of lost to the meta and doesn't really have a lot of usability in PvP, but that doesn't mean he's completely just pushed out. It's just, like I said, the things that other people have, whether it's re-raise, courage, he would have to be supplemented with very special equipment or like a specific team to really kind of shine and have an ability to stay alive. But with that, let's go ahead and get started with the pros of him as a character. You know, he has an ice imperil, means of defense pin, and then native defense pin from his master ability, so he definitely will hurt you if he gets his hands on you. A means of chaining, can definitely set up a chain with exercising storm. He has access to piercing damage through his Dragoon sub-job, horizontal jump, stuff like that. And when we look at his reaction ability, he has access to Dragon's Blade, which I feel like any reaction ability that isn't reflex, but is a counterattack with the chance of absorbing the damage dealt, is probably like the second best reaction ability in my eyes. Because I mean, like the physical reflex or the magical reflex is like more so like one-sided, and this is just going to counterattack to anybody. But like I said before, Lasswell is somebody who definitely relies on a team setup. He is somebody who definitely needs a tank. He cannot be somebody who's just in the head of the fray, because he will absolutely get murdered. And though he does have access to Mirage is one of those things where it's like, instead of him casting it twice, I really wish it would have been something where it just reflected 2 hits or negated 2 hits, and then after that it was kind of over, or some means of just absorbing it and getting AP back or something back from that, instead of just like the outright negated 1 hit, because a lot of people will hit you more than once and get past that, and after that he's pretty much done for it because he has no other means of survivability. This is not an equivalency to Courage. Courage is definitely way better. Mirage is very situational, and it's not anything that I would want to rely on. It's something that as you can see, I have turned off. I'd rather him just go for bells, raise his defense pin, and deal as much damage as he possibly can. It's just nothing that I would really find to be that important, and for it to be such a huge part of his kit, I think it's one of the things that hold him back the most. So characters that I would definitely want to run him with would definitely be characters like maybe Snow, Bravia. If you wanted to go with evasion, which I personally wouldn't, I would rather rely on his accuracy and trying to get his accuracy up, because he doesn't have any guaranteed hits, which is also a huge crippling blow to just the character in general. So having a lot of accuracy, or maybe a character that's running with him that can raise his accuracy, would be way more beneficial than trying to work on evasion or to make him evasive, even though it is possible. With that case, maybe Eliza is somebody that, you know, he would want to run with, and that can also be situational, because now you have 2 characters that are extremely squishy. So in my case, I would prefer to run him with maybe a tank, maybe somebody that can heal like Bellis, or maybe possibly Rosa would be very beneficial. And it will help keep your tank alive to keep Lasswell alive, pretty much the chain reaction. You could also possibly run Rafale, you know, for evasive buffs, and if you're trying to run, you know, an evasive build. But I feel like the game, as far as PvP goes, is definitely moving away from evasion. Ice really just lacks the cards to really have a really strong evasive build. And although that can be supplemented, it's just nothing that I really find all that interesting. But moving toward PvP, as far as equipment goes, you're definitely going to need, and if you can, a +6. But Purple Lightning pretty much has everything that he needs: the ice attack, the slash attack, decent stats all around. But after that, I would definitely try to work toward accuracy. You want him to be as accurate as possible, because if he's missing his attack, he might as well be completely useless on your team. Like, yes, he'll still land an ice imperil and things like that, but the damage that you're going to be missing out on is going to be pretty much what ends up getting you killed. And his master ability was super lackluster, which is sad to see from a really awesome character, but at the same time, it's understandable because they have to push out new characters, and him being, you know, one of the older ones, it's understandable. Is he worth building up? I would honestly have to say no at this point. There are plenty of other characters that I would sooner put my resources into, like an Eliza, Velis. There are plenty of other characters that can do what he does, or can do other things that are just going to be way better than anything he can. But I wouldn't stop that from like building him up. He's somebody that I would definitely like slow build and, you know, be happy when you get him. But no rush in getting the guy up or anything like that. You're not missing out on anything. There are plenty of limited characters, and I'm sure there are going to be characters in the future that are going to just be way more useful than Lasswell. But that doesn't take away from how much I really did enjoy the character when I had him, and I feel like I got my fair use out of him and still use him to this day for PvE. But with that, I'm going to give a little showcase of the character to kind of show like his AI priorities and what it is that he's going to be using more. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.